Cloud security can be, well, pretty complex, right? So how do you even begin to wrap your head around it? What if we tried it with a simple story? Today, let's break down some key AWS security services by telling the tale of a place called Cloud City and its 4 very special heroes.
So, once upon a time, way out there in the vast digital universe, there was this incredible, bustling metropolis called Cloud City, a magnificent place built entirely, you guessed it, in the cloud. Right at the heart of this city stood a mighty castle called AWS, and inside, the kingdom kept all of its most valuable treasures. We're talking its shiny websites, its powerful apps, its super secret data, and its booming online shops. But, just like any castle that's packed with treasure, it was constantly under threat from the outside world.
So yeah, welcome to Cloud City. It's a fantastic place to be. But it was also under this constant siege from all sorts of shadowy figures. Hackers, pesky bugs, you name it. All of them trying to find a way to sneak past the castle walls.
Now, the king of Cloud City was smart. He knew he couldn't possibly defend the castle all by himself. So he put out a call across the land and hired 4 of the greatest heroes you could find, each one with a totally unique talent for protecting the kingdom's treasures. Let's go meet them. First up, we have the proactive inspector. We call him Dr. Inspector, and he represents Amazon Inspector. His whole philosophy is super simple. The absolute best defense is stopping trouble before it even has a chance to start. So every single morning, Dr. Inspector makes his rounds with his trusty magnifying glass, tapping on the castle walls, peering into every little corner. His catchphrase pretty much says it all. He's there to check all the doors, all the windows, and all the machines for any sign of weakness. The best way to think about him is like the castle's physician, He's performing a daily health checkup, and this really reframes security in a cool way. It's not just about fighting off bad guys, it's about maintaining good health by finding those vulnerabilities before anyone can ever take advantage of them. So what's he actually doing? Well, he's checking for unsecured ports, which are basically like doors just left wide open. He's finding outdated software. Think of those as old, rusty locks that are super easy to pick. He warns about vulnerable code, which is kind of like leaving dangerous tools just lying around for anyone to use. And after his inspection, he gives the king this really clear report card that ranks all the dangers, so the builders know exactly what they need to fix first. All right, next up, meet the Watchful Guard, Captain Duty. He represents Amazon Guard Duty, and this guy, he never, ever sleeps.
Okay, picture this. It is the middle of the night in Cloud City. All the citizens are sound asleep, the drawbridge is up, and everything seems quiet. Peaceful, even.
But then, suddenly, up in the central guard tower, a loud alarm just shatters the silence. Beep, beep, and just like that, Guard Captain Duty snaps to attention.
The alert flashes across his massive screens. A stranger is systematically knocking on 100 different doors at midnight. This is clearly not a random visitor who lost their way. This is suspicious.
And this is where Guard Captain Duty shines. He sees this pattern and immediately knows what it is. It is not normal. It's not someone who just forgot their key. It's a potential intruder testing the defenses. So the key takeaway here is he detects threats as they are happening in real time.
So how does he pull this off? Well, he's got these super smart eyes and a robot brain, or what we would call machine learning. He's constantly monitoring all the traffic, all the activity logs, everything happening in and around the castle. He knows exactly what normal looks like, so the second something deviates, like our late-night door knocker, his alarms go off instantly. So, whenever one of those alarms goes off, our third hero gets the call. Let's meet the insightful detective, Detective D, who represents Amazon Detective. Right when the dust settles, Detective D arrives on the scene, tips his hat, and gets straight to work. His goal is simple, but it's absolutely critical: to find out what really happened. He's not just interested in the what, he needs to know the how and the why. So, after Guard Captain Duty sounds that alarm, you can imagine Detective D putting up the yellow tape and starting his investigation. His job is to analyze all the clues left behind to understand the root cause and the full scope of what just happened. He's the one who pieces the whole timeline together by asking all the tough questions. When did the first suspicious thing actually happen? Which door or which vulnerability was the one that got exploited? Once they were inside, who or what did the intruder interact with? And crucially, how did they move around once they were past the walls?
He takes all of this information and, kind of like a forensic artist, he draws a complete map of the attack. And this illustrates his purpose perfectly. He doesn't just give you a giant list of logs, he visualizes the whole chain of events to tell you the complete story from start to finish. It's all about finding clarity in the middle of chaos.
Okay, so we've got an inspector, a guard, and a detective. But that's a lot of reports and alerts flying around, right? It could get pretty overwhelming. And that's where our final hero, Commander Hub, comes in. He represents AWS Security Hub.
Commander Hub sits in his command room high above the city, and he knows that getting dozens of separate reports from everyone can lead to confusion and, worse, missed threats. So his mandate is simple and direct. Bring all security information to one single place. Period. From his command room, he sees everything on one giant dashboard. He gets the vulnerability reports from Dr. Inspector, the real-time alerts from Guard Captain Duty, and the investigative findings from Detective D. All of it consolidated and prioritized. This gives the king that famous single pane of glass to understand the castle's entire security posture at a single glance.
So you see, none of these heroes work in a silo. They are a team, a multi-layer defense system that has to work together to keep Cloud City safe. Let's do a super quick recap of how they all fit together.
Okay, here it is, the cartoon memory trick to tie it all together and make it stick. Dr. Inspector is Amazon Inspector, and his job is prevention, finding those weak points. Guard Captain Duty is Amazon Guard Duty, focused on detection, catching active attacks. Detective D is Amazon Detective, handling the investigation to find the root cause. And finally, Commander Hub is AWS Security Hub, providing centralization with that single unified view.
You see, the story of Cloud City isn't just a fairy tale. It's really a framework for thinking about security. It shows that you need prevention, you need detection, you need investigation, and you need centralization. So the question I'll leave you with is this. Now that you've met the heroes, how will you protect your own castle?